All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming this evening with a message. And we're going to cover Matthew's chapter 24. We're going to dig a little deeper into what could actually be going on or what could actually be taking place in this day and time. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. It really don't. I'm just going to start telling it all the way like it is. It doesn't matter. After what he told me today, that the ball was dropped and he knew it before the ball was even created. In the kingdom, did he know already? He said, Deborah, did not I know that I put a tree in the garden to make sure they go their way? Oh, yeah, baby. Y'all late. You so late you ain't gonna even get in. You see? I made everything so perfect till I put a tree there so they can have a door to go in. Did not they go, Deborah? They sure did. Both of them. I put a tree there for them too. That tree was a door to where I already knew they were entered therein. Tell me that my father did not know they would drop the ball from the beginning, because he even had a tree created so they can walk on in. That's a door that many people walk in, have no idea. I'm grateful for the Most High Yah, the true creator, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the creator of everything. I'm so grateful. And it's amazing. It is amazing how days go by, and the more time we're in, not time, day that we're in, the more darkness, the more things make sense. It all makes sense. He tells me the ball was dropped before heaven and earth was created. Where it was dropped in him, he knew it already. See, that's why I tell people, y'all don't know about the ram in the bush. This creator always got a ram in the bush. That means he got all his, the ram in the bush mean that he got all his T's crossed and all his dots, I's dotted, like we would think in this day and time, to try to bring your mindset to where what I mean when I say he got a ram in the bush. He got everything covered. And we down here thinking we can think things. That's why I'm so grateful for even the word, your thoughts and not my thoughts. I get it. I get it, Father, y'all. Your ways are not my ways. I get it. I get it. I get it, Father, y'all. Because here it is, he telling me about the ball being dropped in the beginning. They didn't pick it up. It's nothing you can say, even if you have picked it up and you taking it all the way into the 2026, they still can't hit it. They still can't see it. They don't have the spiritual eye to see. They still can't hear it. They don't have the spiritual ear to hear, which is the Ruach HaKodesh in you. Yeah, right. That's why you can't hear. That's why you can't see. So therefore, you have no other choice but to lean to your own understanding. Because that's all you have is your own understanding. That's why people's mindset is at the level of what they understand, what they believe, what they see, what they interpret. And that's where they rest right here on the earth, teaching the multitude. People in their family, teaching their family. You might as well teach them something. You can't go and pick up the ball and bring it to them. You ain't going to be able to do it. So then I get on here, and as I'm talking to you all, he's saying to me that The ball was dropped before the foundation of the world because I knew that it would be, Deborah. The ball been dropped. And if the ball was dropped before the foundation of the world, then therefore, this is the reason that when I was a young girl, I asked, well, why did you put that tree in the garden? There you go. Because the ball was dropped from the kingdom, meaning that y'all knew the beginning and the end before the beginning even started, to the point where he created everything perfect. But yet he put a tree that was not leading to nothing perfect. Tell me my father ain't got it nailed. Ooh, Father, they missed it, went over their head. They didn't catch it. See, this is why I know people ain't who they say they are, or they think they are. Because something like that will go straight over your head, and you'll go to bed and not even catching it. But this is so important because it's like everything as time go on, even though we in the time like no other, and it's considered the worstest time, not time, let me stop saying day like no other, and it's considered the worstest day. You know, I still look at it and I just think how it still is a day in which Yah has made. You see, even though he knew it was going to be the worstest day in history that ever hit the earth. You see what I'm talking about, y'all? When we finish running our ugly mouths, guess what? He rules it all. And we're still a long ways from understanding anything. And he's sitting back high and low, watching people go through the broad gate. Because he already knew that was their way. Before the foundation of the world, he knew that broad gate was the way. Tell me he did not. I double dare you to tell me he did not. You want me to tell you why? When he created everything so perfect, so excellent, so good, but yet he had a door that leads to the opposite of perfect, good, excellent. He had another door sitting right there. Why? Because he knew they needed the door that they represent. He didn't stop from giving Adam and Eve his breath. He didn't stop. He gave it to them. But he also gave them the door in which he knew they would walk in. Now I'm sitting here and I used to, as a teenager, I used to, well, why did you make that door? Not that door. I said, why did you put that tree in there if you didn't want them? Why was that tree? I always ask those questions as a young person, y'all. I got all the answers today. I got all the answers today. I don't have to ask those questions no longer, you guys. The answer is within me. That's a beautiful thing to have the answer to all those questions that I used to ask. And I thought that I was being, how would I say, sarcastic. And I was trying to be one that wanted to know. Guess what, y'all? All of the answers has been answered. All those questions are fully understood today in Sister Deborah. Because it all is like a puzzle. I don't even think it's not one piece missing. I'm talking about me. The way I feel about the Most High Yah, it's not a piece missing. It's not a piece lost. The puzzle is completed. That's why it was important to have that Ruach of the Father living in us to complete that bad boy. Or else we'll be running around here going 2 and 4, like 99.9. Going 2 and 4. What are they going 2 and 4 for, Father? Yeah, they're trying to find a way that is their way, Deborah. They're going 2 and 4 and up and down, like unto their true father, because they're trying to find a way that they can fit in the flesh with their way of their spirit, and their spirit the way of their flesh. That's why they're going to and fro. But they might as well go on into that gate that already has your way. You don't even need to second think that or second guess it. Your spirit gonna go that way anyway. It's gonna go the way of your flesh. So it doesn't matter. So him telling me about how the ball was dropped and it wasn't created to pick up and hand it to the 2026. Here, y'all, get this ball. It was dropped way back yonder. It was never his intent that they behold, or they hold on, or they hold firm, or they put that to their bosom and see Yah in them. The ball was supposed to remain where it was dropped. That's beautiful to me. That's beautiful. All that does is bring that comfort form in you. He said, I will be a comforter. And that's what that comforter does. It allows you to be comfort in the order in which heaven had already created things. And it allows you to just rest in that comfort. To assure you okay. You got what you call liberty. You have been pardoned. You got victory. You've been redeemed. Because when you look at all this and you realize he's been teaching you all this time, and yet you bring in all that you done had and all that you done got regarding him to the forefront, he ain't going to expect you to bring that ball all the way back, baby. The ball was dropped in the kingdom, and it's not like the drop on the earth, but it was dropped in the kingdom, right where it still resides today. Kingdom said he knew it. Because if the ball wasn't dropped in the kingdom, then there will be no need for the tree that leads to knowledge of good and evil. There will be no need for it. So the reason why it will, I know that it's dropped in the kingdom, and when they dropped it on earth, it matches what was in the heaven. So when that comforter pull up and give me some assurance that, see, baby, you bringing that light out in the midst of darkness. But guess what I'm going to bring? I'm going to bring that power. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring that power. Because until they are able to feel that power, they ain't going to see the light. They ain't going to see the stretched out arm, the right hand. They ain't going to see Yeshua for who he was, is, and shall always be. They ain't going to see nothing but that last day. And I don't mean like last day, like last day. I'm talking spiritual, y'all. I'm somewhere you ain't never gonna be in. But in that last day, that's the day that is assigned by Yah to bring out that power. See what he did? I know what he did. I feel what he did. He let everybody clown. Don't clown up, y'all. Clown up and clown down. If you need to clown around, go right ahead. Go on and clown. But the ultimate thing is, it's not destroying the United States. It's not destroying Israel. It's not destroying China and Russia, Mega and all of that. That's not it. The ultimate master for the world to see is my Father's power. We got all this stuff going on right now, and we think this is something. What I realized just this evening, what he's going to do is going to outride everything. And guess what else I learned today, this evening. And I didn't learn it reading it. He said, Deborah, is something else messed up. And I'm like, oh, now what? He said the way that they have added and taken away, and they smeared here and smeared there, don't put your 100 into it. Nowhere near it. Because they hid some things. That's why they have been working on it for so long. because they have hid it from you. They've been working on what they have hid from you all this time because they knew they had smeared so much to where you couldn't see it even if you tried. You wouldn't should and got you some glasses, some good glasses, you still wouldn't see it because they hid it so well. So they still working on what they hid long ago. And there's a purpose of why they're working on it. Why? Because they're thinking, not thinking as far as knowing. Satan knows, Satan demons knows, but these flesh on this earth, these elites and all of them, they think since it's been so good for them, and that's like I was telling y'all earlier, everybody done had such a good life, living to the highest and the most, and they think they're going to go out here like that. No, they ain't. I could not believe yesterday, this man, I was just shocked. Not only him, but I keyed into another one that was talking the same thing. I said, I told these people, but they don't see it. That's why I know that I know y'all gonna switch that switch. He's gonna turn that switch. But what I'm gonna get off of that. But I believe that where we are at today and how we have lived in this certain way of thinking and seeing and believing and thinking that's the way we're gonna get in no matter what nobody say. All the stuff he was sharing with me today, because I had a load, a heavy, heavy load, to where my ex-husband called me and he said to me, are you off work yet? He asked me that. Are you off work yet? Are you putting in overtime? Because of all the stuff that I had to take care of, business on top of business, situations on top of situation. Let me tell y'all, we have a daughter, 23 years old, went way over there to Paris. You see? And throughout that time, this father allowed me to learn so much more. And it's so beautiful to me because it let me know what I'm dealing with. You see? Even that situation is a very sick one. But let me get off of that one too. But when he called, that's what he was calling about. Not just that situation. All the things I've been trying to take care of in the last, what today? 15 days. And it don't look like it because I have always been able to get in there, rumble, do what I know I not need to do, but I have to do. And I get back to myself. So I think. But it is a wear and tear. But yet no, you keep doing as if you can do that. Your body, your mind, your heart, your all. No, you can't. But I think it's something Yah is teaching me in it. I know it is. I ain't thinking it. But let me get back on this here topic because I'm kind of getting off the topic of the message itself. And the message itself was supposed to have been going to Matthew's 24. And we are going to go into Matthew's 24, but we're going to go into Matthew's 24, verse 14 and 15. And then we're going to swing over to a little bit of something up in Daniel. But what Yah told me just threw me all the way off. He told me today when I was doing all this business and carry on, he said, Deborah, it's not going to go the way they have read it to go. It's not going to go that way. We are somewhere we have no idea where we think we are. He's saying that people think that they have mastered this book to where it tells them exactly what is taking place and what is going on. So he said it's not going to go that way. It's going a total different way. And I'm like, woo-wee. And you know what makes me excited about it? Because I'm sitting here listening to this Ruach in me teach me. And I'm like saying, but Father, this ain't matching. The mindset way in the left field. It ain't nowhere near where you at on the right hand. The hearts of people way on the left. They are nowhere near where you at. And one might say, how would you know? Because greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And when he said, try the spirit by the spirit, he means for you to take that spirit that's in you and you try the spirit that's outside of you. Nope, you don't need them in front of you. You don't need them on YouTube. You don't need them thinking, and I will bring to you who they are. Again, only one can tell you. It's my mom. She'll tell you my daughter been doing that for years since she was a little girl. So I'm telling you, it ain't got nothing. I know what I'm dealing with. When I said brick wall, I'm dealing with a brick wall. When I say dark of the dark, I'm dealing with a dark of the. If I say light, I'm dealing with the light. But I'm going to tell it the way the one shoot it in me and suffer me to use that ability that he is in me to try the spirit by the spirit. So you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're dealing with, even though it's not going to slow your tracks down. You keep running. You're on a journey. You do what greater in you have you to do to fulfill him, not nobody else. So here we are. He's sitting here telling me today that it ain't going that way. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I'm like saying, did that have something to do with my early video? He said it has nothing to do with your early video because the early video is going to match similar to your today's video. But it's deeper than your videos, Deborah. I'm not going that route. And they looking forward to me going that route. I'm not going that route. You want me to tell y'all why? I'm going to show you how long you all been off track. You never gave it a thought, even though I said every other time. We way past 400 years. This said 400 years. We passed 400 years, baby. So why ain't it matching? They don't think of it like that, Father, because they think they hold the key. They think they hold the answer. Now I'm going to challenge the Hebrew Israelites. Wait a minute, bro. Your 400 years is over. What's going on? What's going on? They couldn't tell you. They don't understand. Okay, let me say an example. You know how they did it this year? They did it last year too. They said the world's going to end in, let's say, they say October. They said about 3 or 4 people said it last year. The world is going to end on October because God didn't told them it's going to end. October coming, still here. So what they telling the truth or what they telling a lie? Come on. Okay, do you know? You would say he telling the truth, even though the world didn't end. So the sight like unto. That's how far off we think. No, not we think, but people think. They are far off in their thinking. He's telling me something totally different. He said it ain't gonna route the way they think. We're in a place like no other, is what he's telling me. Things are going to take place. Things are taking place, but things are going to take place, and it's not going to match y'all the book. He's not going to be a lie. You will. My y'all ain't going to be no lie, but you will. He means what he said, and he say what he means. The good thing about it, that right hand bring forth what he say. So when we get into Matthew 24, this is where he had told me this earlier today after I had did the video, and then all of a sudden when I was doing my light study in Matthew 24, and I was letting him deal with me, he said, Deborah, it ain't gonna even be like it is. Like everybody see it, it's not gonna be like that. He said, don't forget, the ball was dropped in the beginning. They never picked it up. So if they never picked the ball up, even to this very day, Deborah, how did they get it right putting it in the book? How is it right? He said you can go to every denomination, every belief that believe a book got the answer, and they would never be matching what we're going through today. You know why? Because today is matching what they wanted us to believe. But they are preparing for something greater. We are sitting here past 400 years and still talking about Deuteronomy 28. 400 years. We passed 400 years. If you go by this book, if you go by their calendar, it reminds me of yesterday telling you all, which nobody caught, but I know they didn't because I know they didn't. No one ever thought to catch it. If in the beginning in Genesis, if the day does not start with the morning and it starts with the evening, that's how simple that is. If the day does not start in the morning, but in the evening, everything is off balance. Everything is off balance. Everything on this earth is off balance. Why? Because as simple as he had the evening and the day, the evening and the morning, they switched it to be the morning that starts the day, that makes it a day, the next day. As easy as they did it right there, he said unto you, what will make you think that anything else could be right? That's why when we speaking in this book, y'all, when we speaking and studying this book, you need the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit. He's the true teacher of it all. 99.15 trillion that would read this book would take on this book. And all the lost books, all the found books, they would take on Enoch without realizing Enoch can't redeem you. Enoch can't save you. Enoch can't deliver you. Enoch can't do nothing for you. Enoch can't heal you. If Enoch can't do all of that, why am I caught up and down in Enoch? If Torah can't deliver me, if Torah can't redeem me, if Torah can't save me, if Torah can't baptize me with the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, if Torah can't do none of that, why am I making Torah and have forsaken the ball that was dropped in Torah in the beginning? It's the mindsets of people. It's where they at and it's where they going. And by being over, let them go. But long as you stand on what is given to you from the inside out, not from the outside in. 99.15 trillion is taught from the outside. And they done made the outside it all. That's why they can go and search books after books after books after books, the books. And then when they finish, guess what? They're going to be dizzy. All they going to get out of it is be dizzy. Now, what do you mean by that, Deborah? Their spirit is dizzy. They don't know if they're going or coming, but they think they're going to get there. But their spirit is so dizzy. Why? Because they done went through so many different books. And all it was to destroy you. That's why Solomon said too many books is a worrisome to the flesh. He letting you know it ain't. Solomon, would you tell him that again? To the what? To the flesh. To the what? To the flesh. To the what? To the flesh. What can it do to the flesh? A worrisome. That's a form of depression, y'all. What did I just say? You be going in a circle. That's all you going in. Finding all these books, thinking all these books can do something for you. They can't do a rat's behind. Why they can't? They can't redeem you. It can't. None of those books can baptize you in the Holy Spirit. None of them books can save you. None of them books, not one of them books can bring you to the bosom of the Father. If none of them books bring you to the bosom of the Father, why do they lean so heavy against it? I mean, toward it. Because they ain't got nothing else but to run in circles. They going to and fro and up and down. And that's about it. Clowning. The only thing about it, a lot of people think Satan is really the one that comes to kill, steal, and destroy. No. His ace, his minimies come to do that. They come to do the hand-on work to the flesh. Satan come to deceive the whole world. That's his mission from Yah. You see? He has mastered it. Why they still today haven't got nowhere near anything. So I'm going to go in here to Matthew's 24 and verse 14. I'm going to start there. I'm going to start there because earlier today I was talking about some things and I kind of got emotional because when I do get emotional, it's because the ruach that's in me start burning, bubbling into me like a ball of fire. I'm serious, y'all. And it feels so warm, but it's so emotional. It's almost like he's trying to control you, to get you to you hold firm to him. Hold on now. You speaking truth now, Deborah. Just hold on. It's okay. And the flesh just can't get teary-eyed because you know there's something greater in you speaking through you. There's no way you can make it plainly seen. So you sit here fighting it in the flesh and your tears getting watery because you're just thinking about how excellent and great he is and what he do and how he do things. So I decided today to come in at 7 p.m. Central Time and talk about the message in Matthew 24. And in this message, it's going to reveal to you all that Yah is saying we are off course. This whole earth is out of order. So if the world is out of order and the earth is off course, what course are you on? Oh, we're going to follow what everybody say. It is so important to me to keep saying to people, the Holy Spirit that's in one is greater than anything on this earth. Anything on this earth. And people are the opposite toward that, to that. Let me tell you why. When Yeshua came down, he came down exactly with what the Holy Spirit came down with. I'm going to make every last one of you a liar. The reason why Yeshua had to ascend, because he had it all. All power. The word was in him. And the spirit of Yah. When he had to ascend, he had to not go. He told you he had to leave so that the Father can disperse it among all his that are redeemed. You see? So what he had, he told us, these things I do, you shall do greater. He told us we should do it greater. The things he did, the miracle signs and wonders, and the things he did, we should do greater. You know why he said that? Because this Ruach is coming to be sealed in us. It is the Most High Yah coming to walk in us in the flesh. The reason many people don't even understand the angel, Yeshua, Jesus, the angel, he was an angel that mastered what? Who? The angel Abraham could not. Not Abraham. Adam. Adam was an angel. He came down. He couldn't master it. And y'all knew he wouldn't. That's why he left a door called the tree of good and evil. That's that door he left for him and Eve. He gave them the door there for them. In spite of all the greatness, all the good things, all the perfect, and everything was so good, but yet he made a good door for them to go in. So you see this. Here it is right before you. And we still cannot see our right hand from our left hand from our right. When it come down to spirit and truth, the light, anything, people still that distance from it. And the Most High is not coming back around. Y'all, for what? Why do he need to come back around, route back around for you? When he done redeemed everybody that is his. Did y'all know that? He already redeemed them. No book on this earth gonna redeem you. No book on this earth gonna save you. No book on this earth gonna deliver you. Torah can't deliver you. Torah was not on the scene when the Ruach came to enter therein us. A book cannot take the place of the Holy Spirit. Now I'm going to step into Matthew chapter 24, and I'm going to start with verse 14. The Father has told me that it's not the route that we think it, even me. And what I'm getting, and I'm gripping from it, we in for something that we wasn't bargaining for. All because we want to stay in stupid and don't want to go the way of the light. Watch this. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. When they printed these books, not just this book and all these other books, could you say they did something to one and not the other? How could you say they took the books out of a book, but the ones they took out was the real thing? Who told you they were? You see how stupid that sounds? If there was a book that they had to take stuff out of to give you this book, and this book, even what they took out, still don't make this book 100. What makes you think the books that they took out is 100? The same printer, the same four ones to rule the four corners. That type of darkness. They are the owner of these books that y'all running around here gripping and grabbing, thinking the book is the word. Just like the giants. You had someone come on here talking about the giants. Giants. Because these are the things people want to talk about to get away from what is spirit and truth. Let's go into Matthew chapter 24. And when I go into Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations." When I brought that forth earlier today, I thought about being a servant of Yah. A servant of Yah is one that's going to be preaching. This servant is preaching the what? The gospel of the kingdom. At that moment, he wanted me to see me preaching the gospel of the kingdom. And then he began to ask me, who else have I heard speaking the gospel of the kingdom? And when I say I have not, then that also remind me of the narrow gate and how it's something that should be found or find. The gospel of the kingdom is letting you know about the power that's held in the kingdom. It is all power. Power like you know not power. I know you think you are power. But this power, you can't come even near it. So when he's saying in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom. So somewhere it's telling you this gospel is speaking of the kingdom. Somewhere he's telling you this gospel is speaking of the kingdom. Somewhere he's telling you that this gospel is speaking of the kingdom. What is with this gospel? What is this you talking about? It is of the kingdom, Deborah. Who's of the kingdom? All power, the Most High Yah. It's speaking of, let me show you where you're speaking of the power. I'm going to explain it to you. And you would wonder why ain't nobody ever tapped in on it. because they didn't have the Ruach to tap in on them. Okay. In verse 14, it says, the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to in all the world for a witness unto all nations. What should be talked about in this end day is the power of the kingdom that's cutting up from the floor up. I told y'all that last 4 or 5 years. I tell you even how the lawlessness, I tell you about the wrath of Yah, the judgment, the fire is kindled, how he already dropped the principalities, those that was in principalities, they down on the earth right beside you and you can't see them and don't care. But you ain't got nothing about yourself right because they taking over you. Okay? They that close to you and it's given the ability to. That's why people can sit and say, oh, I'm saved. I'm full of the Holy Spirit. I know I got my keys. I know I got the ticket. You don't know nothing. Because if you did, you'd be doing something instead of nothing. So here it is. He's saying that the gospel of the kingdom shall, not might, be preached. Somebody out here got to be preaching. See how messed up they did? They got y'all thinking that it's the preaching these words in this book, preaching Enoch and all the lost books and the giant, the 1611. You see how sick people are? You see how far gone everybody is? Even though the ball was dropped all the way in the beginning and they never picked it up, how dare they think that they picking up something today and revealing something unto thee? The ball has been dropped way back in Genesis and you ain't never picked it up. So how is it today in the year of 2026? You can be telling somebody something when you know nothing. In Matthew 24, he was speaking this to the 12 disciples. And like I said at the beginning, I'm like saying, but Father, why is he speaking this to the disciples? They ain't going to be here. You know? But when you think of it, they are me and I am them. Why? We are the spiritual seeds that has given a day as this to give what Yah has placed in us to the word, not to the word, to the people of the light. So here he says in 14, for this gospel, what is this gospel? Of the kingdom, Deborah. That means the power of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. You see that witness? You're going to witness it. You see? You going to witness it. And when I'm sitting here telling y'all, I'm seeing this stuff already and nobody's saying nothing. You know why? People in their worldly comfort zone. They have built them a circle and they've gotten in the center of it, say, I'm protected. I got it made. Ain't nothing going on because I'm in my circle. Stay in your circle. Stay in your circle because it's more than you there. You just too ignorant to realize it. You too ignorant to realize it. So stay in your circle. You're going to just stay right in the center of your circle of me and mine and me. Okay, just stay there. And matter of fact, stay just a little while longer. Just another while longer. Now listen to what it says. In all the world for a witness. Do you really think he's talking about re-preaching everything over again? Let me show you how sick y'all are. I'm saying it like it is. I don't care what nobody says. Let me show you how sick you are. To all the world, this gonna be preached. Guess what? It ain't coming to tell you to get your King James 1611 or your King James Bible or all your lost books and your found books. All the books have been taken out. All the words have been smeared on. Oh, get Enoch book. Get the books of the giants. Get all these books. Guess what? This right here telling you. This is not about preaching a book, y'all. This about preaching his power coming out of the kingdom. You think people are afraid? You think they fearful? They not. But that's why I say I like what he's doing. Because when I look at him, I said, "For Father, you let him get away with it all these years. Father, you let him get away with it. They still getting away." But Deborah, I got something good. I'm going to show up and show her. The ball was dropped back then. They ain't going back to get that. But they're going to see something of the kingdom. Preach the kingdom as a witness. And what he's talking about, preach that power. All this monkey mess everybody that's out here teaching ain't about a rat's behind. Teach that power of who he is. I've been teaching y'all's power for the last 3 to 4 years. And each time that goes by, and as time go by, it go in one ear out the next. It means nothing. Which is good. Because the power first rests within. So all this talking and portraying on the outside, which is in your flesh, don't mean a rat's behind to nobody but you. So here he's talking about something that's going to be a witness. And he's talking all over the world. I wonder who that is. Who you talking about? He's telling you that power going to show up and show out where every one of you going to see. And you're going to know that this is the gospel of the kingdom. This is kingdom, not playing with your tails. Preach the power. Who I was, Deborah. Who I am, Deborah. And who I'm going to be. And what do he say? In all the world, for a witness unto all nations. So he's wanting those that are his to preach the gospel of the kingdom. It don't mean this book, y'all. And all the lost books, the found books, put them all back together. I tell you that. And go get you one that got them all. He ain't talking about the book. He talking about his power. This book will never be found in no kingdom. No, you didn't go there, Deborah. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. If you look at most people's Bibles, they got so many different kind of Bibles, they don't give a rat's behind which Bible they got, no way. That shows you all it is study guides. But if that Ruach don't pull up in you, you study, you still studying, and you being guided. That's about it. So here in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14, I like what he's saying because he said, in all the world for a witness unto all nation. Witness is letting you know you're going to see my power. You played with me all these years. You saw my creation, which was my power. Everything my word spoke, my power brought forth. And I did it from the kingdom. Woo! Yes, he did. And you still didn't see it. That's all right. Hold up. Not even a tad bit longer. Because I said myself, and I've been whining about it for the last 4 years. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see this? Y'all don't see that? It ain't meant for you to see nothing but what you see. Nothing. Y'all ain't tied up with you seeing nothing. If you don't see nothing, you don't see nothing. You don't see nothing, you don't know nothing. And you know what else? You ain't about nothing. Because he said, I give you the eye to see and the ear to hear. And that's all spirit. And if he don't give you the eye to see and the ear to hear, you bout your flesh. Okay? So he says here, and then shall the end come. Then shall the end come. We playing around. And we ain't even got that type of space, y'all. That's what it's saying. And like I said, and I told y'all several times, he's going to turn up the dial. And I'm like saying, but Father, you turn up the dial, ain't nobody going to be able to. Let them alone. Let them alone. They acting like they don't see nothing. They don't see that power. They don't see that gospel being preached. Don't bother. I'm telling you all, I'm going to show up and show out with my power. And this book ain't going to hold the power. And all the lost books, Torah, all the other fake books everybody got, ain't nobody gonna be able, none of their books gonna save them. And then one of them don't know nothing about the power that is the gospel. You see? So then I get to Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination and desolation spoken in Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso read it, let him understand it. Understand it. See, that's who Yah is. Yah is all understand. He is all understanding. That's who he is. That's why he said, all you're getting, you better try to get some understanding, because that understanding is me. And I ain't talking about your flesh understanding that leads to your own understanding. I'm talking about mine. The Most High Yah is all understanding. That's what makes him such an awesome teacher of all things, because he holds all understanding. Everybody looking for their understanding in their purse, in their wallet, because that's what they only understand. It's what they got. When all that is stripped from them and taken from them, I'm sitting here feeling the pain of what these here elites are doing. And everybody walking around, like, I got my eyes covered. I done there. I'm prepared. Baby, you ain't prepared for nothing but the fire, because it's coming for you. Anybody that have sat on this earth and prepared their way and want to portray God, Yah prepared their way, hold up. Hold up. He ain't going to do that. First and foremost, he going to prepare your way on this earth and then take you to Mount Zion. I doubt it. He's not going to prepare your way this way and that way. Matter of fact, if you prepared your way this way, let me tell you one thing. That's the way that you went. That's not the way that he would have gone. I was thinking about Solomon. Richest man, had everything. Everything. Didn't have nothing, a mindset to really do the fullness of Yah and go strictly by Yah. All that he had. Just imagine if he didn't have all that. He wouldn't have had all those wives, would he? You see? He wouldn't have had to have all of these cares and all these things that he was going through. Because if you really listen to Solomon, all the way through from the beginning to the end, he telling you all of it is vain and vexation of spirits from the beginning to the end. People wouldn't see that. They wouldn't see that Solomon was telling you all of it was evil. All the money he had was evil. All the things he built was evil. He's sitting here telling us all this. And we write today, oh no, I'm building my tower down here on the earth. Make sure I'm taken care of. Make sure my T's and crossed and my I's are dotted. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's what the elites are doing too. They're doing identical. Why? Because they have the same mindset. That's the same mindset they have. To prepare their way, to make sure that they can prepare their way on this earth. The elites got the same mind of those who have the same mind. But they would look at the elites and say that the wicked of the wicked that's ruling this world, they look at them and say, them billionaires, you the same way. Because you set your whole territory just like they did. You just did it right here in America. Or if you're in Africa, if you're in UK, you just set your territory right there and say, I'm set now. Like y'all want his to be set on the earth. And I sat back and I couldn't understand. I said, well, Solomon, why are you constantly calling everything vain and vexed with spirits? If you really listen, go back to Ecclesiastics. Hear what this guy is saying. He's saying everything is vain and vexed with spirits. And I couldn't understand that because I'm like, wait a minute, bro, this is at the beginning. You just started. But he called it out. None of it was worthless. It was useless. And it backed up and laying down by spirits. He was telling y'all. But the people don't get it. They don't forget. Look, they sit and talk about, oh, Solomon had all these wives. He was the richest man this. He was the richest man this. You won't find a verse that Solomon spoke on about all his riches and what he had without him saying it's vain and vexation with spirits. Because people don't even understand the things that you seal yourself with in the world. And when I say, I don't know why these people keep, when I say seal yourself in the world, it's where you thinking you outbeating and outsmarting the world. And you thinking you gonna cover your ground here and make sure you set right here. Oh, everything's good here. Everything I have right. Baby, you know what? And it also helped me to realize what people are. Because everything is good as long as everything good. I don't know if y'all understand that. As long as everything good, everybody good. And what does it say when he said the sower sowed the seed? He said they good with the word until the cares of the world come along. That's it. And the cares of the world is coming to show you it don't mean a rest behind what you got. You're going to suffer like everybody else. Only thing different, you're going to think what you got kept you out of suffering. Because now I don't have to worry about, I got everything there. Okay. So here in Matthew chapter 24, in verse 15, it talks about Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is this. It's warning us about over in Israel. Okay. It's telling us that there's going to be a very powerful desolation, destruction over there in the Holy Land. And as you continue to read it, telling you those that's over there, they are to flee to the mountain. You see? And these are talking about people away from those that he's really in there to destroy over in Israel, in Jerusalem. You see? He's telling the others to flee to the mountain and let him which is on the housetop come down to take anything out of his house. What the Father wants us to know is this. When I get to this point, Deborah, there's no turning back. That means that I'm not going to ease up or ease out. I'm coming to destroy everything in the way. See, he's going to destroy it to the... I always wonder as a young person, I said, since America was Israel's crutch, I can see why America going down. But I would have thought Israel should have been going down first. And guess what? They are. That's why they're all over planting their roots and their money everywhere else outside of Israel, outside of America, because they know what you reject. That is y'all bringing those two towers down, Israel and America. Here, what Daniel was talking about is what's taking place in the Holy Land. That is where Yah is going to cut up from the flow up. He's going to do that. He's taking back. But first he got to do some tear down and destroy. But he's telling you, if you over in that land, keep your tail up high on mountains. Go up, get away, flee. Because I'm coming in and I ain't coming out till everything is desolated. And they know it. And this the part that bothers me very much is how is it that the wicked of the wicked knows these things about what Yah is doing? But then people walk around like, hey, ain't nothing going on. It ain't that bad. Or it ain't nothing going on. Because people think because nothing is hitting a circle, that it's nothing else really happening. If it ain't gotten into my circle, it's all good. Oh, no. Anytime that you are having it that good and that easy, you best bet, like Solomon said, that's your portion. You better enjoy it because that's your portion. That's your portion. Because after that, you ain't got nothing coming but the lake of fire. So you better enjoy what you got on this earth. So if you run your tail around here thinking your living is based on what you got on this earth and what you doing on this earth and how you living and how you done capped off to make sure you taken care of, let me tell you something. If you take me, I'm gonna tell you like I told my son, and that is, you think that you can take care of your wife? You running around strapped, call yourself being the protector of your wife? Y'all want you to know he's no longer your protector. Let you protect your wife. When you get to the point where you have protected your living here on this earth, to me, it reminds me of the form of the greed. People keep whooping and hollering about, oh, the billionaires doing this. So what? It's not just the billionaires. What is it, Deborah? Tell them, Deborah. Tell them what it is. I'm going to tell you what he told me earlier today. He says it's called the merchants. Those who living on high hog. Go back to Revelation. It kept telling you about the merchants, and how other countries have gained because of her, which is the United States. You think they talking about gain because they gaining fish or they gaining houses and real estate? No. This gain is connected to greed. Gain and don't care if nobody else is taking care of it. If nobody else have, as long as I can make sure I'm good. Me and mine, we good. That's the same self spirit. The same self spirit. And that's what got Solomon off. That's what got Solomon off. Because I could still consider Solomon my brother. And I'm glad because I'm saying it right now and it's saying to my spirit. But Deborah, that's what got Solomon off. Want me to tell you, what am I talking about? Now one of you don't know because you don't hear it. The spirit is saying to me, but Deborah, that's what got Solomon off. He said, when you're saying to them that Solomon said it since the beginning, Solomon was telling us, no matter what all he had, all the wealth, all the houses, all the everything, it was vain. That's what spirit. He told the truth. Because none of it glorifies Yah. None of it edifies Yah. None of it. And he was letting you know it's about a spirit when you get in that type of lifestyle. It's not about nothing but you and spirits when you get in type of that lifestyle where you are so comfortable with you. Then you don't need Yah. And he's saying that's what got Solomon off because Solomon spoke truth. It's all, Deborah. Not tell them it's not because Solomon was the richest man and he had the richest land. He built cities and towers, not because of Solomon. Solomon called it out what it was, Deborah. Solomon called it out. He called it to be vain and vexed and full of spirits. He said, this too is vain and vexed and full of spirit. Everything he called out that he had. And he turned around and said, if God done bless you, enjoy. That's your portion. Woo! No, he didn't. Your people wouldn't even get it. Go on and take what you got and use it as your portion on earth because that's all you got coming. So enjoy it. That's that heart of greed that people have. They have no idea they have it, and they don't give a rest behind. As long as they T's are crossed and their I's are not right where they at on this earth, and not even realize, baby, you in the land that's going to be destroyed. And if you matching that way that the land is, you and everything you got is already vain and vexed and full of spirits. It's going down with the land. This is also showing you how people build up. If a person think that Yah is coming and that you can't take it with you, why are you sealing it on the earth? Why is your heart assuring yourself that you seal, that you protected, you good to go to live on? Ain't nothing gonna go on with you because you seal from A to Z. Then therefore you don't need the Most High Yah. And Yah don't need you. Since you covered yourself on this earth, what would be the reason why he would even have anything to do with trying to do anything for you when you didn't cover your everything on earth? What would you need him for? Role play? What would you need him for? When you can cross your T's as you think, you done dotted your I's as you think, you done set yourself on earth so to the point where you don't really need him. For what would be the reason? And the reason why Solomon, he said, now this is what I'm talking to you, and he said Solomon got away. The reason why Solomon escaped it because Solomon told truth. What do you mean? Solomon was telling us that all that he had, it was vain and vexed and full of spirits. Just like David did. David did the same thing in Psalms 51. He told you the flesh ain't nothing. But against Yah, full of evil, not evil, he said full of wickedness, iniquity, and sin. In the face of God, Yah. David said that. He said, in your face. He was telling that to the Most High Yah. That's owning it, y'all. These men weren't. This is what Yah is saying, even about Solomon. He told the truth, Deborah. You sitting here telling him he been saying it since the beginning. You see how long he been saying it? Yeah, he built cities and everything he was doing, he was telling you it was vain and vax. It was full of it was vain and vexation and full of sin. Not sin, spirits. This too is a spirit. But people don't get that, and they never will. Because if the ball was dropped in the beginning, they never picked it up. Ain't no one going to be able to pick it up today. Bringing light out of darkness is for those who are assigned to do so. But it's not for them to gain or to get nothing out of it. It's for them to see Yah for who he is. All light. You see? So here in Matthew chapter 14, he's talking about the world going to see his power. And y'all, that ain't no play. Y'all don't get it. It's not the power of Noah, the day in Noah. It's not the power of Lot. It's not the power of Egypt when he brought Israel out of the land of their captives and how he showed his power then. No, it can't be. Nowhere near it. Why? Because we in the day like no other exist on the face of the earth. So what do we match this day with? In ancient times, how can we fully match this day with the ancient time? We can't. We done went beyond them, y'all. And that's what y'all is saying. And we walking around here like we got it made and we got it going on and we think and you ain't got nothing. You're going down with the ship. The Titanic, you're going down with it. And so many people are content. Set in their mind that it's okay. I don't come to make you get it. Because I can't give you the Ruach HaKodesh. That's the only thing that's going to make you get it. I can give you the Holy Spirit. That's the only thing going to make you get it. Without that, you ain't going to get it and you ain't going to have it. But if you need, what do you need Yah for? If you didn't level your own self out, what do you need him for? What do you need him for? What can he help you with? You done cross your T's and dotted your I's. You think the real thing that you hold on dear is on earth. That's why the merchants and all of them that study making money and building up, it's because he said they're going to do what? Building, buying, selling. Who you think those people are? People who think that they got their T's crossed and their I's dotted. He spoke of the days that it would get to. Why are you buying? Why are you selling? You see? Why are you planting? What he's saying is these are people who got a set mind to prepare their comfortable lifestyle here on the earth in the land of Satan's territory. That's deep. That's real deep. So when he's talking in Matthew chapter 24, he wants me to let you know that ain't him playing with you. That's him telling you. Just because you don't see it, don't mean the rest behind. It's happening, and it will be where a witness. You will witness it. Matthew 24 and verse 14. You shall witness it. Then it's going to pull up about Daniel. What are you talking about in Daniel? In the book of Daniel, in Daniel chapter 9. What are you talking about? That's the time when he's going to cut up over in Jerusalem, in Israel. That's another time. That's the time that he's going to do a work of destroy. In the time that we in, he said, if they didn't see the ball, they didn't pick the ball up, don't worry about that. They don't even know what time they in. They don't even, you sitting here telling them about the gospel being my power. Do you think that they know that the gospel is your power? His power? You think they hear what you're saying? Do you think that they really believe that the world and all nations gonna witness my power? No, they don't. You cannot expect darkness to receive light. If they come down here as darkness, they're going to remain darkness. They're not going to see dark. They ain't going to see light. To the point where they're going to continue to make their life comfortable on earth. To where their T's and I's going to be dotted. They are buying into Babylon. They're trying to mimic Babylon. They are mimicking anything. Your tail is supposed to be getting ready to get out of here. If anything, getting ready to get out of here. And hope that he gives you the next day and the next day and the next day to trust in him. People really did not understand. They still don't understand Lot's wife. That's another thing that I think is dropped. The ball was dropped on. They really didn't understand that. He didn't want to get Lot out. Lot only was coming out because of Abraham. That's the favor of Yah toward his. That's why I like that too. That's the favor of Yah toward his. But that wife, you see, she didn't get out because it was what was already in her. That place was in her already. That's the same thing he's saying today. When he come, people like Lot's wife is going to remain in this country. And they're going down with the ship. And everything they own. See, you want to own something, he going to give you something to own. He's sitting here telling us how he's going to destroy this country. And we still trying to live and build up on this country. It shows you that our hearts are not right. Because we haven't learned the way of Yah. We have not learned the mind of Yah. We have not learned the way of Yah. We have not learned the mind of Yah. We have not learned the way of Yah. We have not learned the mind of Yah. One say, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Your ways are not my ways. All he letting you know, the way y'all think in the flesh is not of me. But if he gonna come to abide in me, and that's who's in me, he gonna give me his way, his ways. He's gonna let me know his thoughts. How stupid does that sound? He ain't going to let me have the power to know his beginning to the end. But he going to give me his ways. He's going to give me his thoughts. Because when he say do this, that's his thought. That's not mine. When he say go this way, that's not my way. That's his way. So see how dumb people can get? They thinking when he say your thoughts are not my thoughts, your ways are not my ways. But when I'm telling y'all some teenage, I said, well, if that's the case, let me know your thoughts and let me know your ways so I can know your thoughts and your ways. I always question him about that. Because if you greater in me, then hey, I'm gonna learn something about your thoughts. I'm gonna learn something about your ways. Because if you say go left, Deborah, who way is that? That's not my way, that's your way. If I go out ministering, I'm talking to individual about what you say to me. Is that my thoughts or yours, Father, y'all? It's your thoughts greater than me, speaking through me. But see, they would teach you that your thoughts are not his thoughts. Your ways are not his ways. You's a lie from the pit of hell. When he is greater in you, whose thoughts are those that's in you? Who ways are those that's in you? That's just like people running around here talking the name. The name is this, the name is that, the name is this, the name is that. Well, wait a minute, hold up. Why is he greater in me without the name on the outside of me? Surely something that's in me got a name. Why is it I know his name, but he ain't in me? I would rather have him in me and I never know his name than to know his name and don't have him in me. It don't make sense, people. You think he gonna abide in you based on what the mouth of the world is saying his name is? No, he's gonna abide in you with his spirit without you even knowing his name. Do you think those that was in the day of Pentecostal, did you know were they waiting for him to give them his name? Or were they waiting for him to give them his spirit? Which one came first? Make it make sense. You can't, because you've been taught stupidity for too long. Running around here talking about his name is this, his name is this, and his name. Sit down. How in the rats behind you gonna know the name and then the spirit is not living in you? Sit down. The minds are just gone. Oh, we know it. We know the name. The name is this. Sit down. How can the name that you said the name is on the outside of me be greater than he that is on the inside of me? You can't override he that's greater in the inside of me. That one been in me since I was a little girl. Things I had to go through in battle to stand here at this age trying to get people to see things a simple way. The way of the light. And you run around here chasing a name. Sit your tails down. Stop running behind people with that mess. Finish getting the name, you still don't have the spirit. Just run around here with the name. The name can't give you the power, y'all. The name plays with you foolishly in your flesh. The day of Pentecostal, they wasn't waiting for no name. They was waiting for that power. That's that same power he said in the end shall be preached. The gospel of the kingdom. That's his power. Tell them, Deborah, about my power in this end day. Preach it, because they're going to see it. It's going to be a witness that I am, that I say I am. I'm going to be the lightning, the thunder, the fire, the earthquakes. I'm going to be everything that they thought that they knew. Preach the gospel, Deborah. Because that is what's going to go all over the world. And you know what? It ain't going to have to take too far. It ain't going to have to go too far, y'all, over the world. I'm going to be honest with you. Because all the elites that rules this world, this country, they already know. It's just ignorant people simply don't know. But he said they perish due to lack of knowledge anyway, because they reject knowledge, and I would reject them and their children and their children. So the rejection comes all the way down. You're going to reject your tears. So you can go on and play with this people and these people in this world and make you think you know something, you got something, and you got A to Z, you go right ahead. Matter of fact, swing on down to Z. You better be careful. You might fall in the hole, because you ain't going to never reach that level where Yah is at. He's the beginning to the end. So you can't be the A to Z. Sit your tail on A. And if you ain't got the Ruach, get somewhere and sit down. You ain't even got no business on A. Okay? That's just the reality of it. And it's a sad thing. So when you go up in Matthew chapter 14, he's telling you it's his power. They're going to see me cut up. And then he turn around and show you in 15, I'm going even over there, Deborah. Tell her, I'm going over there. So he's going over there before he get down on and take America out. He's going over there. So you hear a lot of people talking about we in World War III or we in a civil war. You can be whatever you want to be in. Because the way the mindset the people are living and the way they living, it don't matter. You could be in the way in any. I'll be just driving, y'all, and I'll be just everything I'm seeing. I see in. I see in. I see the mindsets of people. How people are conducting themselves, how people are acting, how people are driving, how people are just moving about. I'm watching everything. And you know what? It wasn't that I don't think that I'm watching it. I think the Spirit is allowing me to see the witness. You see, he's allowing me. See, Deborah, look at this. And I'm looking at that and like, wow. But I'm not seeing it like you all would see it. I'm seeing it for what it really he's targeting me to see. And y'all, even when it come down to people in the car, I had to work with my granddaughter yesterday and today. And I go, not today, yesterday and today, when I promised her mom that I would take her driving. So she can get her driver's license tomorrow. She's 16 and she wanted to get her driver's license on her birthday. Now, I took her yesterday and then I wanted to take her today. But my oldest son had a meeting at one of his session. So I called my son in Colorado to set up an Uber to pick up my oldest son and to take him, because I'm not going to make it back to take my granddaughter. But so happened the lady called and canceled that day, because he normally go every Tuesday. He go every Tuesday. And that gave me room to take my granddaughter to fulfill what I said I would do. And I was to take her on 2 lessons, and I taught her how to parallel park. I taught her pretty much a lot of things that she was afraid of she'd never get to learn because no one had taught her. Like I asked her, I say, he gonna stand behind you and he's gonna ask you about your left signal, your right. He said, but nobody told me he was gonna do that. I wouldn't have never known. I would have been wondering what he was. Now I'm like saying, this is my daughter. You ain't teach your child that? I mean, it's just after I was done, I feel that she's going to pass. She's very smart, young lady, but I feel that she's going to pass. But it's just all the routine stuff that just living, you find yourself doing to participate and be included in trying to be a grandmother or to be a mother or either be an impact. That's the worstest one out of all of them. Oh yeah. But still in all, I was telling her about safe driving. It ain't about being a good driver. It's about being a safe driver. I said, most people out here, they think they've been driving 20, 30 years. They say, I'm a good driver. I'm a good driver. But are they a safe driver? And just because you've been driving all your life don't mean you're a safe driver. You see? And I said, what they looking for is young people to be a safe driver. So when you're taking your test, you got to consider he's looking for you to be a safe driver, not so much as somebody getting in the car and just doing something. And I realize time is just going on and people are just getting what they feel they need. People are not instilling, like my oldest daughter is not instilling the most high into my granddaughter at all. Instead, they rather watch all these demonic pictures on TV and all these chaos. And like I said to her, that's all you're going to have in your household. And it has been that because this is the way you want to raise her. You want to raise her with no creator in sight. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are doing that. They're raising their children with no, but can you blame them? If they weren't given anything and the ball was dropped way back in Genesis, what do you expect today? If you think for 1 minute and get your mind off of your flesh, which I know it'd be hard for you to do, and just think for 1 minute, who comes up? Let me set an example. Okay, I'm going to build a house. I'm going to build a house and I'm going to build 4 bedrooms, dining, kitchen, 2, a guest, a family room and a living room, large yard. And then I'm going to, let me see what I can put onto that house. Build onto that house with the 4 bedrooms. I'm going to have 3 other rooms added that's going to be there for trash. Anytime I want to empty my trash, just throw them in those rooms that I had built for trash. I can do, hey, wait a minute, it's my house. I'm building it. I'm building this house. Everything else is going to be beautiful and look nice and perfect and everything. But I'm going to build 3 other rooms. That's where I'm going to just toss my trash so I don't have to have a trash dumpster to come. Just toss all trash in those rooms. I'm going to have it built onto my house, but it's just going to be for trash. Think of that from the kingdom. He sat and he created from the heavens to the earth perfect. From the sea to the mountains to the fowls. Perfect. Good. He created all that. He created the garden, y'all. And it had gold, y'all. Wealth. Every tree you can think. Why did you have to put the tree of good and evil after everything was perfect? That should be the question to you when you think you really in there. You have to think about what kind of creator does something like that. Someone, the one that got his T's crossed and his I's dotted from the kingdom, so you wouldn't understand it on the earth. That's one. He let them drop the ball right in Genesis, and he didn't care if they picked it up, even to today. You know why he didn't care? He put the tree of knowledge of good and evil right in the midst, next to the tree of life. Why he do that? Why did he do that? They wouldn't even think it in their spirit mind. They can't even comprehend it in their spirit mind. They can't even understand it in their spirit heart. Because how distant people are from real true spirit and truth. And they become numb, set in their ways, their way of thinking, the way they feel, the way they want to act, the way they want to conduct themselves, to where that becomes what they are comfortable with. And nothing else matters. No one ever thought this little hen here, when I was a little girl, I did. But when I was a teenager, I was asking him all kind of, why did you put him down here with us if you didn't want him up in heaven? I was saying all kind of stupid stuff. I guess that's why he made sure I understand spirit and truth. Because I was asking really powerful question, and only he can answer. I did not go to flesh and blood for nothing. I remember talking to my mother, and I think I was like 19. At the end, I don't even think I was 19. And I went to telling her about who the Most High was. And I was breaking down to her the nonsense in the church. You know what I'm saying? And she went, my mother went back and told her pastor. And when she came back, she didn't come back just right and tell me. It was days later. She said, when I was talking to the pastor, and she was saying that I shouldn't challenge you or shouldn't, now she said, challenge you nor question you because you on a mission from God. That's what her pastor told her. Now, how did that lady know that? Because when I step in there, her eyes are following me. You see? She knows. What people do not understand, darkness knows the light. Mm-hmm. And a lot of darkness don't have no problem with the light. Why? They know they can't mess with it. You see? They know they can't mess with it. And she told my mother that, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. My mother went telling her what I said. Because that's her pastor. Elder Joshua and Sister Joshua. Oh, that's they go. You want to telling them? And the moment, it was like 10 years later, I wasn't going to the church anymore. I had stopped. I the one introduced my mom them to the church. And when I introduced my mom to the church, I told her, I said, that pastor, something ain't right. He doing stuff he ain't got no business doing. 10 years later, my mother was saying, you know what you said about, how did you know that? I played dumb as dumb can be. I think then I was like, oh, I was young. I was still like 9. No, I was like, I had to be. No, I was older because I think I had my son. But I didn't give her, I really didn't give her no insight. It's just like, it's a feeling I get, you see. I don't talk. I don't communicate. I'm the one that sits in the back and just observe. Just observe. I want to tell y'all, I am grateful that y'all gave me that opportunity to learn the clowns in the places of worship. And all these people who are in all these different denominations and in these different religions and these different circuits, that's all they are, clowns in a circus. And you all are just paying tickets to go to the circus. So make sure you get a year's work in the year 2026. Get you plenty of tickets so you can get in. Because that's all they're going to be selling you is tickets. And your heart is looking and yearning for the tickets. Just like Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Eve. He put that door down there because he knew they was going to walk in it. He knew they wasn't going to walk in the perfect door. So he put a door there that he knew they will or would. Why? Because heaven knows it all. He didn't know it once he created the world. He knew it before. So he made sure he put them a door to go in so they can be comfortable in the door that they went in. Okay? And they made made it so comfortable for everyone from that day on. Oh, wow. Couldn't he have just destroyed them and started over and had one to go in the door of life? No. He's about what he say, and he say what he's about. He knows what he's doing. He don't need you, and he don't need me to make him who he is. A lot of people don't know who the I am is. The I am is ahaya, ahaya. That means I can be whatever I want, when I want, and how I want it. If I want to be a donkey that speak, if I want to have the mountain to cry out to me, shut up. Don't tell me what I can do. I am the potter of the clay. I cause one to go this way and another one to go this way. Who are you to tell me what to do or what is mine? They don't hear your Father. And he knew you wouldn't. He knew that before the foundation of the world. That's why he put that door there. So everyone that he allowed to come down in the spirit, that they would enter into the door in which he knew that they would. You think he created that door for nothing? Everything perfect. Everything perfect. But he just going to create that door for them to go in and make everything unperfect. Come on now. Because that's what he did. So why would he do that? It takes you to a different level of who he is. It makes you see him for who he is. To me, it brings a level of fear. And I ain't talking about scary fear. I'm talking about that fear that he brings in your spirit. It brings you to a different level. It makes you not want to try to think you can swindle him, or you can connive him, or you can get over on him, or you can make him think that, hey, I'm over here doing this and got people food over here and I'm playing the role and surely I'm going to make it up there. You see, that's the sort of game that's being played. But the joke is on you. I had to explain somebody today about that. People they look at the ideal of, oh, it ain't no eternal lake of fire. And it ain't no, I'm going to tell y'all something. It is, y'all. It is a place of eternal. If you sit your dumb tail on this earth thinking all of this level of wickedness can be done and no consequences, you lucky he ain't giving your consequences on this earth. You lucky, because what I think, your tail should be burnt up in the flesh and your tail should be burnt up in the spirit. Hey, all right. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You see? So everybody out here doing everything, conniving, evil, darkness, wicked, everything Satan way. Everything that's against y'all. But you should just go in the kingdom. Oh, ain't nothing gonna happen. So that means you got away with it on the earth. And if you just nothing gonna happen to you, your spirit just gonna get away with nothing. So what are you gonna do with you? What are you gonna go after you did all that you did on the earth? What makes you think you ain't got nothing? Your spirit gonna get away with it too. Yeah, it don't make sense. But what happened is when they don't have the spirit of fear, they don't fear what tomorrow is going to bring or what could happen to them tomorrow. They look at today as it, and this is where you draw the line. This is where no, you ain't. And I'm gonna tell y'all one thing before I get off of here. And if there's any questions in the live chat, please shoot them out. I was telling someone today is people do not care about what takes place after this old life. Okay? They just want to live their bestest life. Let me explain something. Live your bestest life. That's what Solomon said. You better enjoy it because that's all you got coming. That's all you got coming. He's not going to let you get on this side and live your bestest life, then walk over on the other side and live your bestest life. Use a lie from the pit of hell. Want me to tell you why I said that? Let me tell you why. It's no way in hell. Tell them, Deborah, that every servant of Yah had to suffer like they did on this earth for you to come down here and live it high on a hog and have to go through nothing but see the kingdom. You's a fool if you think so. It's no, and I'm going to start with myself. It's no way. It's no way in hell where Yah is going to allow his servant to endure, to long suffer in his patience. See these things, understand these things, get these things. So many, I'm talking about so many living things that I have suffered. For me to end up in the kingdom with everybody that set their roots here on the earth, live high on a hog, figure they done planted themselves on the earth all well and good, and think they're going to go into the kingdom and reign with those who Yah allowed to be his servant. And for us to have gone through what we gone through on the earth, for you to walk in the kingdom, having gone through nothing, y'all sick. Why would those 12 disciples get murdered like that? Tormented, prison, beaten. Why would the Messiah come down here and we supposed to mimic him and go through what he went through? For you to live on the high on the hog and your T's crossing your eyes and you sitting here trying to plant you some land or some ground. When I mean ground, steady ground on the earth. I've said about me getting land, but not me getting land as if I'm here to plant myself. I told you what, my kids said, Mama, you can't do that. Please don't do that. Don't even think that way. Because I told them I would lay out on the field every night and look up in the sky. I don't care. They say them snakes going to tear your tail up. Them wolves, they going to have to tear my tail up. Because my mindset is not about living riches and trying to get settled and, oh, can't nobody take this from me, or, oh, I'm settled, I'm paid off, or I got it made, or I got this here and I got this job, I got this 401k, I got this. Everybody gets planned in their little old world same way. And this is what bothers me. I said, Father, it's the same way the elites did it. Just one is a billionaire and one is not. It is no different. If you can sit in Revelation 18 and you can see that it's all talking about the merchants. People don't even believe that. It ain't talking about the everyday person that's living and just living. It's talking about people whose mindset is built up on self. Me, mine's, I'm preparing. You know the biggest thing that you hear everybody talking about on online, one of the biggest things I can say is how the billionaires are tearing this country down. The billionaires is tearing this country down. But they don't even understand. Yah is not in the kingdom and on the earth and on any side to be looking and focusing on the billionaire. He know they work for the darkness. And he knows that everybody else who plays the small roles of what the billionaire is doing, they too are no different. They are no different. He knows that. He knows it. But people thinking, oh, we can say, just like I was telling you, I was on the people about the pagan holidays. Oh, they serving this day, they serving this day. They serve. Have you decided to serve the fourth season? He gave that to you. You should have made those 4 seasons your holiday. Did you do that? Did you decide, okay, in the fall, in the winter, I'm going to do this, do this, do this. Enjoy the season he gave me in the winter. Oh, when fall comes, I'm going to do this, do this, and do this, and enjoy the fall. Oh, when summer comes, I'm going to do this, do this, do this, and enjoy the summer. Oh, but when spring comes, I'm going to plant this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, and enjoy it. No. People so busy telling them people what they're doing in the 4th season by adding pagan holidays instead of you enjoying the 4th season. You see what I'm saying? This is how sick it is. It's like you sitting here telling them that, okay, but he gave you the 4th season. What'd you do with it? Oh, nothing. See, people, it's not into stuff like that. Why? They so busy making this earth, this United States, their home. They so building up on the United States snakes of America in this home. They so busy building their foundation on here, not knowing that Yah is watching you, not eye to eye. Heaven's already seen you, and He is allowing it. He's allowing it. Why? Just like He allowed Adam and Eve to go straight into that door, He put that door there for them. You see, so that's why I try to tell people, That spirit of greed is no different than the billionaires out there that's trying to get and get and get that which y'all did not understand. They're not trying to get money, people. I don't see why people, if Trump have 5 billion, what's the difference from him having 5 billion and 100 billion? What's the difference from him having 1 billion to 99 million, 9,900 million? What's the difference? He can't do nothing with it. It can't do nothing for him. They got y'all thinking that the billionaires, no. They are Satan's enemy. They whole action, Donald Trump stepped in there to, his whole action was to what? To destroy, to tear down. That's it. It's power, y'all. They trying to gain that power before the power show up. Oh, I didn't tell it, did I, Father? Father, y'all, did I tell it? I'm in trouble, ain't it? Oh, I shouldn't have told it. Oh, in this ignorant world, sitting here talking about what all they doing. And all they trying to do is do what y'all said he gonna do. The gospel shall be preached to all the world, and all the nations shall see as a witness. The what? The power. So y'all thought it was about the billionaires here, the billionaires there, and the billionaire. No. They setting up power on the earth, y'all. Debbie, you're gonna get in trouble tonight. You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. I guess I shouldn't have said nothing, because that's way over your head. They didn't know, Father, y'all. And I know they didn't. That's why I said it. See, they thinking it's about money. Baby. It's about destroying and tearing down. The more they destroy, the more power they gain. It's about power. And I try to tell people that over and over and over. It's about the power. That's a very good verse you got there. That is really good. Let's go over it. Mark chapter 8 and verse 35. That is a good, I'm so glad you pulled that up, because that is so true. That is, you nailed it. So you know what I'm talking about, because it's no way you should know exactly what I'm talking about, because that verse and that chapter there, that matches it to the T. That matches it. But we don't see it until it's too late. We have to be able to know that Yah is in the making or in the work of doing that. And let me see, what's that? Matthew 8 and 35. Starting with 8 and 35. Matthew 8. Matthew's chapter 8. Not Matthew, Mark 8. Let's go, Mark 8. I just looked down at it and I said, yep, that's it. That's it. Mark 8 and 35. That's a good one. I'm glad you pulled that up, because that matches it. Mark 8 and verse 35. And this is what it says. And it says, look, can we bump it up to Mark chapter 8, verse 34? A lot of you all have no idea that Yah is coming after those who have inherited the merchant, and they have gained from how they destroyed others. That's how they gain. Okay. But why is it he's coming after this country? It's because it had this sort of power. Okay. Yah is coming after their power, baby. Okay. He's coming after their power. And in him coming after their power, he's going to destroy their wealth. So when all of these clowns in this country running around here thinking about it's Republicans and Democrats, they have taken every penny out of this country and has moved it to Switzerland, Scotland, Greenland, everywhere possible where this country could never see it again. That's why they tore down the Trade Center. There was wealth underneath it. The only way they can have a reason to move it is to bring turmoil. That's the only way they can win over the minds, the weak minds of this country. That's the only way they can win you over. Your weak mind is to make you think a big event has happened in this country. And the people here get bent. But that's good. That's good. That's the door he made for them. Stupidity, ignorance, and not knowing what they're doing. So I heard some people keep talking about, oh, we in a civil war. Sit your tail down. Get ready, get ready, get ready. You better strap your seat. And tie up your boots because it's coming. Talking all this mess about a civil war. Who cares? I don't care about no ICE and what they doing. This country have let this country do all that they have done to people. Period. And stood by and watched it and allowed it. And now they trying to hoop and holler, talking about, Civil War, World War III. Sit y'all tails down and enjoy the movie because y'all gonna show up and show out. Okay, Matthew chapter 8 and verse 34. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me. Ooh-wee. No, you didn't go there. Oh, yes, he did. I'm just finna take you a place you ain't never gone. Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. That's what I said to you all yesterday and probably 2 days prior. We're supposed to have been following Yeshua. We're way beyond him. Meaning he going right, we're actually going left. And we're calling it right. We're not stepping in what he left for us. If he left a footprints here, we're supposed to step in it. Are we going to be able to fit in those footsteps? No, we ain't. He is too big for us. Because he didn't do one thing, and that's sin like we do. But we are to mimic. We are to go after his ways. And this is what he says. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also. He's talking to the multitude and the people. I like that. I like that. That's like saying ain't nobody escaping truth. Okay. And he said unto his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me. What do you think he mean after him? Anybody in the life, if you know. What do you think he mean come after me? Let him deny himself. Deny yourself. What do you mean? And take up his cross. What do you mean? And follow me. What do you mean? He ain't talking alive, y'all. He talking dead. Meaning once he's gone. So therefore, as he gone, all we can do is think the things that he have done, said, how he went about it, how he came in and how he left out. Follow me. You think a Negro or anybody on this earth would want to follow those footsteps? Who do you know that would cover denying himself? I did a couple of videos a couple of days ago about dealing with self. He's telling you to deny it. I told you to deal with it. He said deny. Do y'all know that's the same thing? Deal with that your ugly self is ugly. Owning yourself and how ugly you are. so you can move to the next level in the spirit. He's saying you deny yourself. I'm just showing you how ugly you are. He's telling you deny yourself. I'm telling you how ugly you are. He said deny. That means don't even act like yourself exists. Deny. But he says what? Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all out here on this live chat, and nobody can answer it. Nobody. And that shows you right there. You see how somebody can stop people in their tracks? Because right there it says, whosoever come after me. What is he saying? He say, let him deny himself. Deny that flesh. Let your flesh know. You my enemy. I ain't letting you have your way. And you got to deny yourself to follow him. And take up his cross. And follow me. When have you heard that preached? You ain't going to. There you go. Very good. You can only come after Yah in the spirit. You can come after Yah in the spirit, and that's all he's talking about. That's why he said deny the flesh. He's telling you to deny yourself. That's your flesh. Come after me. He's saying the same thing you're saying in the spirit. Who's going to come after him in the spirit? No one. They ain't going to do it. Oh, they're said. They ain't going to go after him. He said, pick up your cross. Come on, follow me. How about that? How about that? It's going to give you something to think about. You see? That's something to really think about. And then someone else says what? After the same spirit that was in him. That's right. That's what James was saying. Exactly. The same thing. It's the spirit that was in him. He ain't talking about his flesh. So wait a minute. So he's sitting here talking to the disciples and the people, right? Do y'all think they got it? Do you think he got it? So let's finish what it says in 35. And whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever loses his life for my name's sake and the gospel and the power, the same shall live, shall save it. You know what? That's a good verse. That's a good verse. That Matthew's chapter 8 and verse 35. That's a perfect verse because it's so deep. That's a perfect verse in what I was talking about. That is so deep because it says, whosoever will save his life shall lose it. You see that? It's actually telling you those who live by their flesh shall lose that life. And he's not talking about the life in the flesh. He ain't talking about the life of the flesh. He's talking about the life of the spirit. So you live your way in your flesh if you want to. You're going to lose your life in your spirit. Okay? That's what he's talking about. He said in 35, whosoever will save his life. Did not I tell you? Everybody, people are so busy trying to save for themselves in a way where they have not took on the fact that y'all don't want you to build your empire here on this earth. Now, when you wasn't in the knowledge and you wasn't in truth, then yeah. But if you still not in knowledge and still not in truth, then that's why you can do it. It's okay to do it. That's good. That's good for you. Build up. Make sure your T's and I's cross. Like Solomon said, that's your portion. Live it to the best. Enjoy it, Solomon says, because that's your portion. That means that's all you got coming. Okay? That's what he means. That's all you got coming. But 35 said, but whosoever shall lose his life for my name's sake and the gospel, you see how he called two of them? His name's sake and the gospel, meaning the power. Oh, the same shall be saved, shall save it, shall save it. The same shall save it. Those that loses their life for his name's sake and his power, the same one shall save it for you. Okay. Verse 36. For what shall it profit a man? There it go again. If he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul. When I thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Because I didn't even think, I was just talking. I didn't even think to even bring any verse to what I was talking to. And you nailed that. That's the perfect verse for what I was talking about. That's the perfect verse for what I was talking about. Perfect. But this is what I'm now. This is exact. So even though I'm saying it in a way that I know people get it, because it's like speaking to the multitude, I'm saying it so plainly to where they can get it. And then you pulls up with the verse that's matching exactly what I'm trying to say. That's good. That's real good. You can only come after Yah in the spirit. Exactly. That's what Yeshua was saying. Yeshua was saying, come follow me, because he's following the Father. Remember? He's following Christ. And he's telling us to come follow him. He's only talking by spirit. Okay? Okay. And someone already said then after the same spirit. That's right. Exactly. What's that? Matthew 10. Yes, the Father is telling me that it's not going to be like we are looking forward for things to be. What I'm trying to say to y'all, there's all this stuff about war. It's to distract us. But you have to pay attention to what y'all finna do. Okay? Because in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14, you run up on 15 and then you finna see what Daniel said about over in the holy Jerusalem. So we know that Yah is going to throw down over there. So we need to be looking over there to see in that place coming to the ground. The moment we see that place coming to the ground, we're on our way over. Okay? We're on our way over. Okay? Once you hear all the things that's going up there. See, they got you thinking that Megal and all of this is going to happen here. They even lied about Megal. I'm sure how they got these Negroes screwed up. They got everybody thinking in Revelation and how God and Megal, them gonna take the scene, and they got this fake people over here portraying that country's gonna come after them, and God is going to defeat their God. Is going to defeat and take their side and destroy them. So they using the fact that they are the true Jews and that we already over there. And y'all sitting y'all stupid tails here clowning like fools. They really got the people in this world, especially in the United States, especially what's so-called Hebrew Israelite. They got them thinking, not thinking to believe what they said, but they got people thinking all over the world that God and Megal is going to come after them and Yah is going to defeat God and Megal them when they come after them. Then you pull up, then you come up and say, hold up, no. Yah coming after the holy city. He's going to destroy those that's in there. See, they got you thinking it's time for God and Megal. No, God and Megal is going to be coming up when we over there. They can't be coming over there. We ain't there yet. But the world thinks, and the fake ooze got everybody thinking that it's fulfilling the prophecy. Even you got ignorant people like Deborah and them. Sick people who don't have no spirit and truth in them. Been on this devil platform all these years and ain't taught nothing. People, and not just them, they all are teaching it. Not saying that God and Megal can't pull up right now, y'all. They the end battle, not the beginning. Jerusalem and Israel have to come down. It told you that in Matthew 24, verse 15. Then you spoke of it in 9. That time has to take place over there. My whole idea when I was a little girl. How is it you let this country be the crutch of them and hold them up? He said to me when I was a young girl, like 16, 17, he said, I'm going to take the crutch and they won't have no protection to stand. So before the United States is destroyed, he going to destroy those that's over there. See, y'all didn't know that. You know why? Because they are the ones that needs to be brought down. Then America. You see? Because let me tell you, all the business I was doing today, I end up in, it's called Bowen's Jewish Hospital. It existed years and years and years ago. All of them, you should see how they done built up all these places around these Washington University, the Jews. Bowen's Jewish, the Jews. All kind of, it's just them all over, y'all. All over the inside of the building, all over. I walked in there and I said, Father, this is so deep how you let them gain that type of power. They run the whole United States. And the United States of America have the audacity. The people in this country have the audacity to say that we support them because they are the people of Yah. How can you support somebody that owns this country? Stupid people, you do not own this country. You think because you're white, you're right. You do own it as a nation, as Europeans, because they are the Europeans that has ran it for Satan all these years. That the only way they could have got to that level that they're in is through Satan. They couldn't have got to the level they're in without Satan. They sold over to the highest level of power, and they saw fit in darkness. What people don't know in this country, they run the court system, they run the police department, they run the FBI, they run the CIA, they run the president, they run all office, they run Republicans and Democrats. Woo! See, that's what I'm telling y'all. It's a sad thing tonight to know that they run all of that. And when I stepped in that building, I was like, oh, Father, they run it all. How did they get this power? He said, Satan. Satan. They sold their self to him because that's the door they had to go through. Same thing Adam and Eve did. They didn't have to go through that door. They went to that door where they were already assigned. So all of these things, and then I sit back and think and hear these people in this country saying, well, we need to stop supporting Israel. Sit your stupid tails down. They own this country. And before he take the big dog down, he got to take the little dog down. He know this is the synagogue of Satan, and the ignorant people that crawl themselves trying to preach and teach something need to sit down. The synagogue of Satan rests right here in the United States of America. But I'm telling you what they did, though, y'all. That wealth, that's why they bringing this country down, slowly but slowly. They bringing it down. But one thing they trying to do is what? Hold on to the power. That's what they trying to do. Hold on to the power. Because they're not concerned about being the number one running the country. No, they're concerned about running everything, but they're not concerned about the money because they know they're running. So they're concerned about the power. They got to get everybody in their power now. That's all they want. Why? Because Yah is he's going to show up with his power, and they're wanting to show up with theirs. They think because they're going to have more spirits of people, they're going to have more people, and they do. They have more people than Yah even have. That's who's in the broad gate, Yah. Who you think stuck in the broad gate? The people. Okay? It's not. It's the story they sold the people. They sold that story to the people for so long, to where they did the people too. Let me show you something. They so ignorant through the Holy Spirit. It tells you what is actually going to take place and the purpose of why they're doing it. But yet the people rather listen to the lie than the truth. So the world believe their lie than the truth. Remember, wrong was turned into right. And that's why the ball can't be picked up at the beginning. I'm trying to tell people that you can't pick up the ball at the beginning, because everything that was right was turned to wrong. Everything that was wrong was turned to right. So which way you gonna go to pick up the ball? You can't, because it's been switched. Bitter has been turned to sweet, and sweet has been turned to bitter. Dark has been turned to light, and light has been turned to darkness. That's why they so hung up on darkness over there, and they accepted that fake ooze over there. That's darkness. And the whole world bowed down to them. That's who the whole world served. You see? So the switch, I'm going to tell y'all what y'all did not know. When Sister Deborah have spoken to y'all about the switch up, making light, dark, dark, light, bitter, sweet, sweet, bitter, right, wrong, wrong, right. What you didn't understand, that was the switch over way thousands of years ago to where it's at now. Still switched over to be. That's why people see wrong, they call it right. That's why they call right wrong. That's why why do you think that no one ever went to pick up the ball, y'all? To pick up the ball would be wrong. It wouldn't be right. To pick up the ball would be wrong. It wouldn't be right. So that's why the ball ain't been picked up. I know you all are not getting it, but that's the truth of the whole matter of why the ball is still there. Because it's been switched over. And people got content with the switch over to where somebody like me can stand up and be speaking, and everybody don't understand it. They don't get it. Why? Because they've been taught the lie for so long. Till the lie become who they are. It becomes their heart, their mind, what they believe. That's why you can't change people. That's why you can't go and try to thinking you're going to, like the father say, thinking you're going to give them the ball and they're going to take it and run. No, they ain't going to take that ball and run, Deborah. That ball will be still sitting right at the beginning. They'll take the lie and run, but they ain't going to take the truth and run. Okay? Okay, you got Matthew chapter 10 and verse 39. We can go there. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 39. And building the temple. It's a part. It's really, y'all want us to use that as the sign of how he gonna cut up in them. When they start doing that know that Yah is going to start, the power is start to destroy them. He just giving you a sign of when he going to do it. That's what Daniel was telling you. And that's what Matthew chapter 24 and 15 is saying. You're going to, and then remember, it's telling them that's in Israel, Jerusalem, flee to the mountain. Don't go back to your house saying, I got to get this. He's telling them, you better stay out the way. I'm coming. You better get out the way. I'm coming. And if you in the way, that's on you. You down. Y'all ain't playing, y'all. He ain't playing. And then they turn around and tell you it's like that's what Daniel was talking about in chapter 9. They don't pay no attention to that. They don't care about that. Nobody cares about nothing he said in the beginning. Nor, like I said, you missed the beginning, you missed the whole book. No, it's not going to honor him at all. No, they said, but you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. If they can get away with saying, watch this here, y'all. I'm going to show y'all how we as people are some sick monsters. We are some sick monsters. If they can get away with saying that they are the people, when they have been left a study guide to show 100% that they are not the people and that the people are of color, And how is they representing the Most High Yah ruling the whole world? Yeah, it don't make sense. How is it that they are the people of Yah and they rule in the whole country? They rule the whole country. And the problem with y'all is everybody thinking because they ruling the whole country, they keep looking at the word Jew. They're not Jew, they're Europeans. So that's why I say a lot of Europeans is going down. And I ain't talking about with just the United States, all over the world. They're going down. I mean, I don't think there's very many that's going to enter into the kingdom. I really don't. And those that are going to enter, you best bet it ain't going to be your European status. It's going to be your spirit that y'all called with the holy calling before the foundation of the world. How about that? How about that? Because I'm telling you, the Europeans are doing everything on the four corners of the world that shows that they are going to be a people that Yah is coming after. Oh, yes. Starting not just with the United States, Europe, all over the world. All over the world. Even though nobody's putting the pieces together because you see it's things are happening. And all of these here, other countries, Persia and Russia. Russia is European too. They're going to get destroyed too. And that no one is seeing that. No one is gripping it. No one is preaching it. No one is teaching it because they have believed the lie and have forsaken the truth. That's why the ball is still at the beginning on the ground in the beginning. And no one's able to pick it up. That's why. So when I get to, someone got Matthew chapter 10, verse 39. Let's see. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 39. Verse 39, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life shall find it. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. That's also match. And you know what? And what you're saying about how far people are from the truth, that is so that is what you call 100. But when you start to see it from the standpoint of Yah's understanding and from the standpoint of his ways, it all pans out because it's like understanding what took place before the foundation of the world. It all makes sense then, you know, because that's where it started, you see. So it's like, okay, this is why they like this. Okay, set an example. You remember I just said how Adam and Eve had a door prepared for them. There was a door says to life, and there was a door said to death. They went straight in real quick through the door said to death, even though everything was perfectly created for them. So it don't matter. It don't matter how Yah has put around you all perfect things. It don't matter. It's where you head in eternal. Is that door that Adam and Eve had is for you too? That same door is still wide open. It's that broad gate. Adam and Eve walked straight through it. In spite of all the things that was perfectly created for them. They left the door of life to go in the door to death with their eyes wide open. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 with their eyes wide open. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 17. I am glad of the coming of Stephanus and Fortitude Tuus. Oh, you gave me them hard names. And Archicus, for that which was lacking on your part, they have supplied. Is that the same? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. 2 Corinthians. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. My glasses is 2 Corinthians. No, it ain't second. It's 1 Corinthians. Why am I saying that? 1 Corinthians chapter 3. First Corinthians chapter 3, and it says 16 and 17. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yah, and that the spirit of Yah dwell in you? That's another good one. I was talking about that. That's another good one. And that's where you feel the blessing, because he dwells in you. And when he dwells in you, you know how I was telling you about how people will say the name is this, the name is this, the name, put a name, put a name. If he's dwelling in you, do that make any sense? If he's in you, what's greater than him in you? A name? Come on. You see the sickness? Why do they use the name? That's the only way they can defeat you. It's a power control. They got you if they can get you mixed up in the names. But when he live in you, bam, they can't come near you. That's what I try to tell y'all. With me, I don't listen to them. They can't do nothing with me. Because he's, like he said, greater is he that is in thee than a name that's on the outside of thee. How is it that looks, if he's greater in me, if I don't even call out the name? What's greater? The name is coming from where? My mouth. The name is coming from what I hear on the outside. What about he that's on the inside? You see? Oh, they forsake that. Oh, no, because they can trap you. They can manipulate you. They can teach to you like you don't know nothing if they can use the name. And that's what they use to whoop your tail with. So here in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16 and 17. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yah? Did he say you the name? Did he tell you the name? And that the spirit of Yah. What about the name? Somebody can answer that. Where's the name? Dwells in you. He didn't say nothing about a name. Did he say it? Do y'all see the name in there? Show me the verse where it said the name dwells in you. Show me a verse where it says his name dwells in you. People are quoting what's on the outside, trying to bring it in. But they forgot the key was what's greater on the inside overrides what's on the outside. See, they didn't know that. See all the little mysteries and the keys that'll knock all this trash off the ballpark. It don't mean nothing. Verse 17. If any man defile the temple, there it go again. Of who? Yah. He ain't telling you if you quote the name wrong. If you can't say the name, if you don't know the name, he said you defiled the temple. He's trying to tell you how important it is for that one that lives in you. Him shall Yah destroy. What do you mean? Your flesh? You defile the temple where he dwells at, he'll kill your flesh. He'll destroy your nasty flesh. For the temple of Yah is holy. Which temple? Or ye? I like that because I'm going to tell y'all. I don't know if your instruction, your study guide shows you the word temple is turned this way. It's turned this way. It's slanted. You know why? He's asking a powerful question. Pull up. What spirit are you? That's what he said. Pull it up. What spirit are you? Are you the spirit of me resting in you? Or are you the spirit of darkness? Which one are you? Check. He's trying to check. So you can stop trying to use him. Portray it. So I like that. And I like how he says he shall, and Yah, him shall Yah destroy. He would destroy your tail before he stand here and let you disrespect where he dwells. That's showing you that the fear that I tell y'all that he has branded in us, that fear is so real to where we don't want to tempt him that's in us. We ain't got no business doing that. And then he turned around and said, which temple are ye? Or ye are? The questions ain't to Deborah, it's to you. Which really temple are you? Yah is set aside and set apart. Okay? And yes, they are very far from. How do you keep yourself from feeling frustrated? I know. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a good question. It's that comforter. The comforter in there, in you, he makes you cry on the inside. He bring you to tears from the inside. And it wipe away the frustration on the outside. How do you erase the frustration of knowing and seeing something different? It's because that's what the comforter. I want to tell you about that comforter. It's no way it would have been mentioned that we needed a comforter. Something that many of us stand around today and feel we don't need, but you need it. I'm a living prophet, not a dead one. And I will say to any and every last one of you all, I must embrace the comforter. That comforter is real. If it has to comfort you 24/24, it will. It'll comfort you before the chaos to just prepare you for what is to come. That comforter is needed, y'all. And you know what's so sad about it? You ain't gonna get nobody on these devil platform to teach and preach that. You ain't gonna get them to teach it and preach it. They won't come on this devil platform teaching something like that. But that comforter is truly exactly that. And when it comforts you, it's not for to comfort you from the outside. But once it comforts you on the inside and cause you to cry out like you up against the bosom of the Father, crying out to him, and he's comforting you. All the frustration, all the distress, and all the disbelief, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're understanding, is all of it is erased through the comforter. Because that's its purpose, is to comfort you while you on this journey. Because you're not created. I'm created just as things that I see that Yeshua came down here, I can see that I come down here likewise. I'll never be perfect. I have sin, I have iniquity. I will never touch the rim of what Yeshua was. But I will say that a lot of things Yeshua spoke of and went through. Sister Deborah been there. And I sit back and I just like that question. How do you feel? Keep yourself from feeling frustrated. Know that it's finished before it started. And that's what the comforter is for, to comfort you in the things you cannot change. And that these things need be. When you know what took place before the foundation of the world, then that's one thing that the comfort will assure you of. That this didn't start when you came on the scene. This didn't start when your eyes were open. This didn't start when you became the light. This started before the foundation of the world. So we can't get too embedded in it to the point where it does get frustrating. I can't tell you that's I'll be lying if I say I don't. But it's just to keep reminding. That's why I tell y'all I'm so thankful that he come and talk to me every day, and he lays out things for me. I told y'all I would be in somebody's cuckoo clock if it had not been the Most High Yah. I need him. I'm not like most people that can't do without him. I can't do without him. And you know what? I'm not going to. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And you just said it. This must be. That's a part of it. Yes, you very well said. Exactly. I'm just not looking at yours, and that is so true to her question as far as frustration. Yep. Hmm. That's the one of the keys because it need be. And need be Nick to kind of help you to realize it ain't nothing you done, nothing you said, it's nothing you can change. It has to be this way. That's what need be. Why? Because the Father suffered it to be. And just thinking that he allowed this here, hey, he got something in this, ain't he? Yes, he is. He knew it before the foundation of the world that it will be. So he want us to understand this need be. This must be. That's right. Yep. Someone said they know the comforter. It's on the inside. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's from some real stuff. Some real stuff. Now I'm gonna be up all night because I have to go into taking care of business form. And I didn't even eat dinner, you guys, because I've been running since this 8 o'clock this morning. But that's okay. I'm still looking for the strength of the Most High Yah. Yep, I'm looking for the strength of the Most High Yah. All righty, all righty. Anybody have any questions in the live chat before we tune off? Turn off, or anybody have any questions? All right, all right. Someone said, thank you guys. Appreciate you all. That's wonderful. Someone said, I wish I could have made an extra plate for you. I know that's right. I know that's right. Want me to tell you something though? I know y'all gonna say I'm a cuckoo clock for real. Y'all gonna send me to the mental hospital, ain't you? I know y'all going to. Want me to tell y'all why? Want me to tell you what I did? And you know what, y'all? To me, I know something wrong with me. I'm not human. I am not human at all. I am not a human being at all. Let me tell you. My ex-husband had a stroke. They sent him hospital home a couple of days ago. Last night I made him 30 meals. 30 meals. Special diets, low sodium, no fries, and not a lot of pasta. Not no pasta at all. Not starch. He had one starch, and that was some rice that he had with his fish. Y'all, I made navy beans with smoked turkey. I made black eyed peas with smoked turkey. I made sweet potatoes and cornbread. I made roast beef and gravy, zucchini. Oh, y'all. Hey, my mind just froze. I made so many meals. And he had given me his card where I could purchase his items to cook. But y'all, I wore myself out last night. I was so tired. Had to get up this morning to go chase files down to make sure I straightened up all his paperwork. And I've been running all day for the last 4 days, and you would never know it. You would never know it because the strength of the Most High Yah is with me. Mm-mm-mm. But I want so bad to throw in the towels. So bad. And I would have to throw in all of them. That's sad. That's real sad, y'all. And it's sadder than what I'm talking about as far as me not knowing how to not just be a spiritual servant, but a natural servant when I don't have to be. Okie dokie. Someone says, okay, yeah, be reminded of the comfort. No, you didn't, Nancy. Nancy said, you are not human. I know it. Nobody with sense would do that, would they? Oh, I know I ain't got no sense, but I came here down here like that. And then I'm sitting here saying I didn't eat myself. See, I told you. Tell me that ain't the cuckoo clock. Got my tail right here telling you all I hadn't been eating. I cry every day asking the Father, why am I like this? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, you guys. Nancy, you ain't right. You say you are not human. You ain't right. To do the 30 meals, it took me probably 4 hours. 4 hours. Yep. Yep. And you know what I try to do as far as sleep? I make sure I get 8 hours. I don't like to get 3 hours here, 4 hours here. I like to get a straight 8 hours in sleep, you know. But I sit back and I'm thinking about all that. And then I'm standing here having the audacity to tell you all I haven't even eaten. That don't even sound right, do it? I haven't even cooked myself anything. Mm-mm-mm. That's a sad thing. That's real sad. That's real sad, y'all. The whole situation is sad. But I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. Yep. Truly his servant, his witness. That's right. I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back. And I hope you got something out of it. Because I did. I really did. We should get some eat and some rest and take a day off, Sister. You. Oh, I wish that was possible. Anywhere, anytime soon. I wish I could. Got so much to do. But I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back. And I would like to say shalom and shalom.